Hi, I'm Tammy from Balance Energy Wellness, and this is your January 2026 monthly vibration. Remember to like and follow me on Facebook and also on my YouTube channel. So, as I tuned in and asked the guides about January, and what we can expect, and just what words of advice that they'd like to give you, the first thing I saw was a real visual, was kind of like a zooming out of the Earth. And as I zoomed out, and they showed me all of these connections, they were like golden grid lines, and they wanted us to really know that they're holding that space with the golden light and encouraging us to make those connections. So it looks like to me, kind of like some of those commercials when you zoom out and you see all of the different the web of creation and the web of connection is what it looked like. They were saying that our consciousness is going to be stretching, and it's going to be stretching more now than ever, beginning in January, and then really accentuating and amping up during the months in 2026. But our consciousness is going to be stretching the globe, and we're going to be connecting with others from different parts of the world. The next one that they wanted us to know is that we're going to be finding others when we least expect it. Talking about connections, which is what they speak about a lot every month, it seems like. So they said we don't necessarily need to even try to make these connections. We don't need to make an effort, that these connections are going to be coming to us in different forms and when and where we least expect it. So that's kind of exciting, I think, and they're talking about that happening across the globe for us. Um, the next one, and remember these aren't necessarily in any order, was about shining your light, and that they really want you to shine your light, especially in this month of January 2026. We've just gone through a lot in 2025. Many of us have shed a large amount of things, and now we are reclaiming our light and shining our light. They were talking about that in January we're going to be warming up that energy, and then again, as with connections, that's going to be traveling throughout the months in 2026. Next was they wanted me to talk a little bit to you about the book that I'm currently writing, which is called The Lion Roars, or When the Lion Roars, Answering the Call. And they wanted me to talk to you specifically about earth lessons, and knowing that everything that you've experienced is part of your earth experience, your soul's mission, and that we're all here as students and teachers at the same time. So part of that message was to give yourself some forgiveness, give yourself some grace, that there have been a lot of lessons learned and a lot of lessons taught in 2025. And I'll talk more about that in future monthly vibration forecasts. Returning to the basics, this was interesting. So they want us to go back to what we already know, that we don't need to recreate things. So maybe some of the things early on in your spiritual training, maybe some of the things early on in your spiritual evolution, they're encouraging us to go back to the basics and to start there again, and to share the basics with others, which is what I'm going to be doing later in the year in 2026, is starting to teach some of the basics regarding energy medicine. So just giving your gifts to others and sharing your gifts with others is what they were talking about. Also, they were saying, and this probably, I don't even need to say this to you, is that it feels like we've been running a marathon, and then every time that you feel like you've almost gotten to the finish line, that it's kind of like the finish line's been moved back, and so we keep running, and this is like the theme for has felt like for 2025. They're telling us that that's not going to be the case in 26. So to give yourself some time to rest, relax, rejuvenate, because it's going to be a lot of fiery energy in 2026. And it's the year of the horse, and the year of that fire energy that's going to fuel our passions and fuel our ability to shine our lights. Breathing, they always talk about the breath. So just to breathe, and breathe into the space of your heart. They'd like us to really tune into into our hearts, drop down into the energy of your heart and just give yourself some grace. So one of the exercises that you can do is one hand on your heart, another hand on your solar plexus, and just to take some breaths, like a few times a day, and just center your energy and come back into your heart center and your solar plexus, which is your identity center, brings you back into that space of being and who you are and being grounded. Looking for signs. So in my book, When the Lion Roars Answering Your Call, we're talking a lot about the animal totems, and they wanted me to remind you to look for these signs, look for your totems, notice like what particular animals, birds, other creatures of the animal kingdom and the earth that you see. And they want also for you to notice like synchronicities, and numbers are really important starting in January and going forward. So looking for things that are beyond coincidence, and ways that you're being guided by the universe, by your guides, by your totems. I know last month I talked to you about programs that I'm going to be starting, and I am going to be teaching in person and also remotely, some energy classes, some tapping, energy psychology, energy medicine, and also I'm being told to start again a journaling class, a journaling group that's going to be a therapeutic journaling about bringing your voice up, answering your call, using the lion's roar or whomever is your totem to start expressing yourself. If you're interested, please leave me a message either at the bottom of this video or DM me for more details, and I'll be dropping more details as these classes come together. So again, I'm Tammy from Balance Energy Wellness. This is your January monthly vibration report, and please remember to follow me on Facebook and also on my YouTube channel.